It's me. You're probably thinking, it's me. But am I really here, or am I just a figment of your imagination? Well, welcome to Glass Realms, a science fiction horror series where every episode is like a little movie, and each movie is like a little season. And this first season is called Truth vs. Illusion. So let's dive into episode 1, which is titled Echo Valley. We open on a bustling town square. People are going about their daily lives. It's beautiful. It's serene. Something's not quite right, but you can't put your finger on it. Like the weather is just a bit too perfect. There's not a single cloud in the sky. The birds are chirping. The flowers are blooming. It's like nature's own private paradise. And then there's our protagonist, a young man on holiday who's just rented a room at the local inn. He's checking out the town, taking in the sights, trying to get a feel for the place. And he's got this nagging feeling that something's off, that the townspeople are hiding something from him. He's talking to himself, really, because no one else seems to be able to hear him. He walks over to a bench and sits down. And as he does, he hears a voice. It's a woman's voice. She says, "I'm glad you finally decided to sit down. You look tired." He looks around. Who said that? No one's paying any attention to him. He shrugs it off as a weird one-off thing, just a product of his own imagination. But then it happens again. He thinks about getting a drink of water and a woman says, "You must be thirsty. Why don't you go get yourself a drink of water?" He thinks about walking down the street and a man says, "That's a nice way to get some exercise." He tries to ignore it, but the voices are getting louder, more insistent. They're coming from the people around him, but they're not saying things. The people around him are actually saying. He finally works up the courage to ask someone, "Are you reading my mind?" The person looks at him blankly. "What?" Then the person replies, "You were saying." And that's when it hits him. These people aren't just repeating his thoughts. They're responding to them. They're in a feedback loop with his own brain. The trees suddenly seem to press in on him. He feels trapped, like he's being watched. And then he sees it. The buildings around him are all soundproofed. There are cameras everywhere. Every single person in this town is hooked up to a government-run neural ecosystem. The government has basically set up shop in this valley, and they're using its citizens as unwitting participants in a social experiment. They extract people's thoughts, and then use those thoughts to predict what they're going to do, which means that crimes are never committed. The police never have to show up. The fire department is never needed. The ambulance never makes a sound because everyone is always thinking the safe, correct thoughts. Everyone except him. He breaks down, realizing that he's trapped in a world where his own mind is against him. The episode ends with him screaming as the thoughts come back, louder than ever, threatening to overwhelm him. And as the screen fades to black, we hear the chilling words, "You can't stop us. We're everywhere. We're all in this together." So, if you enjoyed this episode, stay tuned for more. Next week, we'll release the next episode of Season 1, and guess what? Episode 2 is on its way. same time, same place. Can't wait to see you there. Bye for now.